It's been a while since you last saw us here. This summer, our off-grid dream took a major knock when we ran out of water. After a lot of soul searching, we decided we had to fix the water situation once and for all, and decided to create a water reservoir. Here's a quick recap of what's happened so far. We dug out a 25 by 15 metre pond, as well as a trench for the pipe work to our existing system. Now that the hole has been dug, it's a race against time to beat the autumn rain and get the pond lined.
I suppose better make a start. So here I've made a start on just putting a retaining wall in. It's going to have our outlets on it for if it overflows or if we want to draw more water off in the winter. So throughout this video you're going to see me have a beard, not have a beard, wear a different shirt, have a tan, not have a tan, and that's just the way of the nature of it really. When you're working and then you've got children you've got to look after on your days off, trying to get away with actually doing a whole day's work on a project is nigh impossible. So obviously not a professional wall builder, not a builder, but I just needed something that was going to be fairly strong. It's going to be covered up with liner and the back is going to have pipework coming out of it and have some stuff in front of it, some waterfall stones eventually and things like that as an overflow, and just pretty it up a bit, but it didn't need to look pretty for its purpose, thankfully. Yeah, so this was much easier than when we tried to do this in winter, when it was calling up like a mad slinky. So everything takes longer when you've got kids, especially when they want to be involved, like Grace does. She always wants to be involved, helping you, right alongside you. And, you know, you've got to allow that to some degree because they're seeing a process, they're seeing, you know, something of their inheritance getting laid down, hopefully. So it's nice to be doing that, but it does take longer. Some of this pipe was going to be overflowing from our main tank. If that overflows from all the roofs that we've got, it will then go into the pond, and we'll then draw out the pond in the summer back up to the tank, or back into a smaller tank where we can just do a little pre-filter, some sand, maybe some charcoal before it goes into the big tank, and you know, we'll work out that system as we go really, but at least we're going to have water. That's the main issue, is a supply of water. So we got this cheaper liner that's not a butyl rubber liner that wasn't obviously 10 grand, because if it was 10 grand we wouldn't be able to afford to do it. So we needed to make sure it was all smooth and as good as we can get it. We couldn't get a roller in there, it was too steep to do. I didn't feel comfortable rolling a hired piece of kit that you're not used to down there and getting stuck, because that's a bit embarrassing. So this is proving to be really hard work. We need a second person with a rope on the end to pull the thing back up. It doesn't go in forward or reverse, they don't have one, it just sort of vibrates anywhere it likes. It kind of tends to more want to move forward. Backwards is a no-no, it just picks up everything, it doesn't seem to work at all. This ground is just so hard. It's rock, it is like rock. I thought I was going to be getting the pond underlay done this morning. Instead, I found another problem. I say another problem, I haven't had that many problems really. I hadn't really finished off where the outlets are for the pipe work. And so I've been concreting around the edge of the wall because it could potentially be a bit sharp or a bit over time do something to the liner perhaps. So
I just concreted to smooth that area off before I did anything. I'm trying to get it as good as I can because I don't know how good these linings are, to be honest. I mean, the underlay is so thin I could probably piss through it, and it's meant to be a heavy duty one. The white one I've got to go on top, and so I don't really know what to expect. So that's what I've been basically doing this morning, is just rounding these edges off. It's going hard, it's not there yet, but it'll be hard tomorrow, so I can get hopefully most of the underlay done and then come back to this. I suppose I better make a start. It'll be dark by the time I finish this or something, I don't know. Not sure how quick this is going to go. Yeah, it's the hottest part of the day now as well, so.
Roll up my window, don't know where I'm bound. Driving by the river, there's a hole in the ground. Hand-me-down t-shirt, sticking on my
This is going to be fun in the wind.
heading for a fall. Had to get up to crawl. I ain't got no time to stall.
I can't believe how super thin this stuff is. And also, it's meant to be there to stop a puncture or a stone. It's so thin. As soon as you touch with a peg, it wants to just split. It wants to just go through. It puts a great big hole in it. It's got no strength to it.
Roll up my window, can stand the fresh air. So far from the city, couldn't even compare. Ragged down highway, too many miles from home.
It'd be nice to have two people on this, but it's impossible because one of us has always got to look after the children, so you end up doing everything on your own. So we did a large part of this, but then we ran out of pegs. Then I had to try and find the pegs that I'd ordered and order more pegs. We used way more pegs than I'd have thought. We used about 600 pegs. We were in danger of turning this into a pegging video, so many pegs were used.
White snow, red sky, reach out for so high. Blue eyes, fake cry, beware of the fox tonight. Cold feet, dark rain, my blood in your frozen veins. Dream high, no pain, run fast in broken chains.
Right, so we've got to make sure there's plenty of slack because we don't want any voids in there, because this line, because it's the cheaper stuff, doesn't stretch, it just will tear. So especially around where I've done the brickwork and things like that, I've got to try and make sure there's no voids under it where it sort of gathers, and so I'll get in there in a minute and make sure there's plenty of slack. So I largely had to do this on my own. My dad thankfully helped, but you know, having children, it makes it difficult because you're either at work or you're doing a project or you're looking after children, and that is basically where all our time is taken up. But you've got to balance the time you spend with your children and the time you spend doing projects, and eventually they'll be able to see the fruits of your labour. It's one of those balancing acts.